most people know a little bit about me. I'm basically I've been doing live video for a while on Periscope and on Facebook Live, and what we're doing is we're interviewing ALLIe Camera because they've got a really unique product that allows you to go live on YouTube. It's the only product, right, Dimitri? There's two. I think there's two cameras that actually where you can go live on YouTube, right?
Well, the ones that you could do it in the easy format, we're the only ones.
You're the only ones. I got it. With that, why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure. So I'm Dimitri, like you said, and is that enough? That's good? No, I'm kidding. I'm a geek at heart. I've been blessed to have a very nice team of other geeks around me, and we happen to create this, cool little thing that we call ALLIe. We think selfie is too old dated, so we like to call things ALLIe nowadays. That captures everything. That's us.
And you guys, how long you guys been at this? ALLIe Camera has been out for how long now?
Well, ALLIe Camera has been out since April, but we've been at this for some time. I don't think the resolution will pick up the gray hair, but trust me, they are there.
Right? I mean, I'm sure that running any company, let alone a fast-paced company that is in the VR space, the 360 space, you're blazing a trail, because especially just in VR by itself, let alone VR and 360 video where it's live streaming on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, well, let me just back up. And I'm sure that, by the way, I'll let you guys know as we go here. In the comments section on Facebook, I have put a link there. So if you want to ask any questions of Dimitri, and we've got some other people from the staff there, and you've even got some people that could maybe even answer, highly technical questions potentially if people have them. But you guys, you got the.
What? I think I lost Ryan.
Here, camera and the company in general, but with that, look, more about the ALLIe Camera. What got you guys started, and where you guys are going.
Sure. So ALLIe Camera, would like to look at it as a camera that captures it all. So we'd like to believe we're the only ones right now that could stream everything that's going on around the camera, hence the see it all motto that we keep using. As you said, we've been at this for some time already, and we developed something that took a long time to create, but it's pretty unique. So the camera that we have, you guys might see, and it's maybe a size of softball, something between a baseball and a softball, maybe similar in weight too. The device has a whole bunch of software things attached to it, but from the aesthetics perspective, it's a dual lens device. The way that this works is each one of these lenses see a little bit behind itself. They overlap somewhere in the middle, and that's where a lot of the software magic happens, making it a live, fully spherical camera. So this is what we created as our first product. To answer your question as to where we're heading, we will be releasing the next version of the product sometime next year. So we learn a lot from thanks to our users and fans that continue to feed us the feedback of what they like, what they don't like about the first product. And based on those learnings, we're going to launch, of course, a better than our own type of device. So.
Yeah, and so you're going to come out with other products in the future. And if you're on right now, we've got I think 7 or 8 people on. That we are actually going to post if you're on, just go ahead and drop the link for the YouTube video so that people can actually experience the 360. So we want you guys to see. I mean, you saw, Dimitri had the ALLIe camera in his hand there. I've been use the ALLIe camera. I know my colleagues, George Bryant, Civilized Caveman, he's done a lot of live video with his cooking show, and I know as a live
fun.
video guy, he's gone live on Facebook like we are, and done what you guys are doing, where he's given people basically a 360 behind the scenes of his cooking show while he's live on Facebook, because Facebook is for at least right now is one dimensional. It's not full 360. And so if you're wanting to really know and understand and experience what 360 is, what VR is, then click on the link that Ella's put in the comments there, and so that you can actually experience what it's all about. I think it's once you see it, you'll understand what we're talking about, and it's for me. I'll just tell you my experience. I mean, when I went to the CES show in Vegas and I experienced my first 360 video when I put the goggles on, it was I don't want to say like life changing, but it was pretty. It impacted me significantly, because I'm a surfer and I enjoy surfing, and one of the waves that I've really wanted to go surf is Chopu. It's a really big wave. It's heavy, and what I was able to experience in VR with the goggles was somebody that basically had a camera and rode one of those waves, and I literally came out like perspiring, sweating. I was like, I felt like, I literally, I crouched down like I was actually surfing, and all the people around me kind of like took a step back, like, oh my God, what's this guy doing? And so it can be, it's really, it's just up to us as to how we want to apply, these tools like the ALLIe camera, and what uses we want to find for them. And so, what do you? We had Kendra. Sorry, Kendra was in. I didn't see that she was actually in the group there. She asked a question. Oh, is it waterproof? For Rhea, there's a question about it being waterproof. So
right now it's not waterproof. It's splash proof to best extent, because it is made for your home. It is made to be plugged in. That's the current version. We are launching an accessory that gives it some portability, so it'll have a battery aspect of it. But for now, it's not waterproof. That's one of the, I would say, frequently requested features that a lot of people have been asking us. So we're for sure embedding that into the next product.
Okay, and when is the next iteration coming out?
Sometime next year. We're already working on it pretty heavily.
Okay, and then you guys, now one of the other things is it, the questions that I've heard is it portable, and what kind of portability does it have, and how do you, in other words, because I know you've come out with I think there's a new functionality that allows it, I think, to be a little bit more portable than, so you don't have to plug into the wall. Is that correct?
Correct. So another one of the requests have been, hey, my ALLIe, I want to put it in the middle of a dinner table. I want to capture this birthday, and I don't want anybody to trip over the wire that goes to the camera that's on the table. So we created a little, I don't know, you could look at it and it looks like a barrel, but really it's a battery pack. And what this allows you to do is take your ALLIe on the go. So for the lack of creativity on the names, we call this little barrel the ALLIe Go. So literally you plug it into the bottom of the camera. You tighten it with this facet here, and that allows you to take it anywhere you want to go, record it to a local storage, so you don't even have to have an internet now, so you're more than just unplugged from the wall. You could be unplugged from you could put it on a tripod. That's another frequently asked feature that we have, and record whatever you're looking at, either in the snapshot format or the video format.
Nice, and so you can take stills with this as well.
Yes.
Post them to Facebook.
Facebook allows that for sure. YouTube, of course, you could have a single second video if you're into those things. But Facebook is the most popular platform. We were the first to integrate it into their Facebook 360 capability, and our application in the camera does have that feature.
Awesome, and you. Now, let's just talk briefly about the ability to be able to live stream to YouTube, because that's where, for example, I was saying that George was using the camera. He was using it as a live video live streamer. He does a lot of live video with his cooking show, and he'll sometimes use a tool like we're using right now, which is blue jeans, in order to have multi-camera. But again, people want to be able to see behind the cameras. They want to be able to see and be immersed. And that's the experience that I've had. Yeah, go ahead.
And especially in George's scenario, he's in the kitchen. He's constantly moving around. He's going from refrigerator to an oven to all these different things. So as he's moving around, it's not comfortable for the user or for a viewer to be constantly trying to follow him. It would be interesting for them just to put on a VR headset like this one or any other one, or to be looking through a YouTube where they could just freely see what his wife is doing in a corner, like I think he pointed out in one of his streams. Look around when he's not doing something specific with his hand somewhere else, just because somebody might be curious what his kitchen looks like, tools he uses, and so on. So we find it quite amusing in those scenarios and many others.
Yeah, well, and we're going to come back to that, but we got Kendra that just jumped in. That's what's so cool about this, is that you can create interactivity with the people that have used the product, and I really am curious to see if we can get some people that have already purchased the product, purchased the ALLIe camera, to get some feedback if we can. I've got Kendra.
That'd be cool.
I don't know, are you able to? I don't know if she's able to share or ask a question, but Ray, if you're able or want to ask a question, Kendra, just jump back in and raise your hand, and we'll have you on, and you can ask a question live to Dimitri. Anybody else for that matter. I mean, just use that link that I put in the comments there for the Facebook, and we'll make it so that you can ask any question you want. And again, I want you guys to know that you can click on that link in order to go directly to a live feed from the ALLIe camera, so you can experience it. Now, before we came on, you showed me the crazy goggles. So why don't you show us, these goggles are and what are they for?
Sure. So because this is a 360 video that we're talking about, whether it's live or recorded, it doesn't even matter. 360 means that you're able to look anywhere within the video, up, down, all around. So this is what all these VR headsets are really for. And we have a mode inside our application. So if you go to our application and you click on the button that says VR, it will literally split the screen for you into two. You're able to input the phone into one of these gargles, so you place it right there in a tray, close it, and you will be able to look around because it uses gyroscopes inside your phone to track where you're looking left and right. And it's like literally being somewhere where you're streaming from. It's crazy. It's mind-boggling. Just like the example you made when you were looking at the 360 video, you were docking and getting ready to surf. Same thing. You find people looking somewhere, they see something interesting, they get scared if it's spooky, and so on. It's really cool. So that's what some of these guys are used for. And these are very inexpensive, and it doesn't even have to be used with just an ALLIe camera. It works with any 360 camera and so on.
So basically, if I understand it correctly, you don't have to have an ALLIe camera in order to use those goggles. I mean, there's videos that are on YouTube and Facebook that are 360 that somebody could basically view using the goggles. All they have to do is basically pull up one of those videos on their phone. Yeah. Turn it to 360. The 360 functionality, which is with a picture in the bottom right that shows you kind of a picture of the goggles. You click on that, and then it turns to 360 mode. Yeah. And basically, you turn your head, and it's as if you're turning your head in that space where the camera's at. Yeah. And so it's really. And now you've got some new ones there, some new kind of cool ones. You want to show us what the...
Yeah, and I think it'll be cool, as a token of appreciation, those that are joining on a call, if whoever is participating could send our staff your name and address, we'll send you one of these portable VR headsets, absolutely free, no obligations of anything, just so you could try out what it's like, what Ryan was talking about, looking at 360 video on YouTube in this VR format, like a virtual reality or immersive mode. And these work very simple. It's just you putting them over the phone. You could even have a case on your phone or not. It doesn't matter. And once you put it, you're able to look through them just as such, and it actually gives you that same impression of how it works.
So guys, why don't you do this? Just type in as a comment, just type in the word hello, And Rhea said, "Oh, sweet." If you just type in the word hello, we'll follow up with you. The
Yep.
ALLIe Camera team will follow up with you and message you, private message you after this, and send you a set of those goggles or the glasses. Those are really cool,
and they fold.
I mean, yeah, they fold. So
And you can put them in your pocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's it's for sure something that I carry in my pocket all the time because people ask me, well, what do you do? And I try to explain, but instead of explaining now, just like, hold on 1 second. I go like this, and I say, look, and that's it, and they get it instantly.
Well, is there a way for you to do that and then like actually show?
Just like, hold on 1 second.
Yeah. So if you can show, hold on, let me see. I'm actually
like
sorry.
this.
I'm playing video.
There's two of me. That's great.
Okay. Show me, like, go ahead and if you can have somebody there like pull up a video and actually put it on there, and then try to put the goggles in front so that like in front of the camera, so that people. I don't know if Antonio's there or somebody can help you or support you do that, so that you're not, But I think it would be cool because I guarantee you there's still a lot of people that really don't understand or haven't experienced it. If you can, so what Dimitri's doing is he's just pulling up a 360 video.
Yeah. So.
And you just found that. Okay, go ahead.
Here, so what I did is I went into an ALLIe application, right, and I went into my gallery of some of the recordings that I made, and this one is particular of another office location that we have. So let me take a step back so maybe you guys could see. So here's my gallery. I just took any random video that I made. I went to top right corner, clicked on VR, and that split my screen in half. And now all I have to do is just align this to the center of that line of where it splits.
Yep.
And all you have to do is, well, this will be hard, but maybe you could see through one eye. It's difficult to show, but you could imagine that my eyes are looking at one kind of immersive view, and as I move my head around, the image that I'm looking at is looking around. So it's like being there. When you're somewhere, all you do is you're naturally looking around at things, right? So this allows you to do exactly that. Right. There's almost no difference.
Awesome. I think people really need to understand, because that's the thing is, like you said, you've experienced the challenge that I've had is they say, what is VR? You got to show them instead of tell them, because if they experience it, then all question, then they know it, they understand it, and that's why, even though like it's actually easier to put those flat glasses up to the camera so that people can actually see how it split screen. So I'm glad you did that, and I'm sure so just type in the word hello if you want to have them mail you some of those.
Yeah, we'll send these out shortly.
Yeah, and they fold down, super compact, which is great because when we're consuming this content, it's on a phone anyway, so it's got to be compact. You want the phone's in your back pocket, so how are you going to really be immersed in you're not going to put those big goggles in your back pocket most likely.
Yeah,
so,
my pockets are not this big.
Yeah. But anyway, so I think that's great. So what other uses? Let's just focus on the camera, if you will. Like, this is all new technology. Obviously there's uses for people, and I don't know if Kendra was going to ask a question. If you guys want to jump in, like I said, jump in. You can ask questions. I did put the link in the comments. What other uses are there for the camera? And I'm going to show my screen here so that people can actually see this as well. I'm going to show you. So here's us live here on your page.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I also like how you were using the app there. There is an app that allows you to control the camera. You want to explain that and then talk about some of the uses for the camera?
Absolutely. So, well, the uses for the camera, this could go on and on and on, because if you think about it, anywhere where you use a regular camera, 360 is applicable. Because all 360 does is just enhances a regular capturing of the footage or picture, whatever you're trying to do. So wouldn't it be cool when you're capturing a photo of your friends somewhere, having dinner, instead of capturing it and all gathering around the phone or asking a waiter, hey, please take a picture of us, you're just seeing everything and you capture everything at once. So you could relive it again as if you were there. I continue to repeat that because it's kind of the emotion that it recreates. So the use cases are endless. But the ones that we have seen the most are the ones like checking in on your home, checking in on your kids, on your pets, on your elderly. So when you have one of these set up at home, and obviously I do too, and I have ability to go to my house and look as to what's going on there. Are the kids home from school? Are they not? What's going on with my elderly that I want to keep an eye on, but yet not be intrusive every time because they might be watching TV and they don't want me to interrupt and call them and so on. So this allows you to do that. But then we found out as we continue to unleash more and more features, people are using it for their own purposes. Like we had somebody stream a live medical operation for teaching other students of what do you do in such situation, what does it look like. You got to remember is, if you're just recording something in what I call kind of like a guided matter, right? A guided matter is when a producer is telling you, you look this way and that's it. That's one way of looking at it. But when you're streaming a whole spherical image, you're streaming everything that gives the end user an ability to look around anywhere they want. That's a completely different experience. It's completely, and there, Ryan, I think you're pulling that up, right?
Yep. So here's the first bariatric live streamed surgery, and you guys were the one that did this. And you streamed this to you, right? Yeah.
We streamed this to YouTube.
You can see how this is actually live, and how here we are. I mean, it really doesn't get any more amazing than this. So for education, I know it's a little bit, it can be a little bit graphic, but I mean, this is the first bariatric, surgery.
Right.
And what's really amazing is look at the clarity and the crispness, and there's not that much warping. That's the other thing that I really like about your camera is that there's not a lot of warping, because you've got actually two different cameras, one on each side. It's not just one that's actually fisheyeing and bending the image. You've got a full 4K image, and this is what it looks like in those goggles. So imagine being able to do this, but being immersed, like as if you were there. This is actually a 360 video that's on YouTube, and again, there's all kinds of uses for this, and I want to show you here. Let me just show you. Here, let me go back to there. Okay, let me just.
We know you have a lot of context.
Right? I do. Okay, so that was just one use, and then what's interesting also is for real estate. I mean, to be able to immerse.
Oh yeah.
For realtors, then to be able to basically show a property, go live from the property, and literally do a guided, immersive walkthrough tour.
Yep.
Where somebody could either have those goggles or have the glasses and literally be there. And then you've got, and this one's really more for education and training, but you got events, sporting events. I know there's businesses now that are popping up where they're literally putting a camera at the front of a concert, and they're charging more for you to be on the camera that's closer to the stage versus one that's behind the stage. So
right.
They've got like tiered pricing, and you've got 360 for the arts. So let me just show you here.
Yeah, we went to a local Wynwood area, which is pretty cool,
Let me turn the audio down here, but let me just.
Yeah, for those that viewed, I was able to hear it a second ago. For those of you that never been to Wynwood, this is what Wynwood walls would look like when you're driving by them. It's pretty interesting, and the cool part is, you could pause, Ryan, at any time of this video, and you could still rotate all around. So every time you rewatch that video, you could be looking at different perspective where you could have probably missed previously.
I mean, how cool is this? This is actually a whole street down in Miami that is just like fully, just art everywhere, and it's as if you're there. I mean, it's just, it's just amazing. And I don't know you guys obviously had this out of the sunroof. There's you guys.
There's a sunroof.
And then the sky looks totally clear that day, and you can
typical
take a
Miami.
I mean, it's just amazing, like the quality of the image, and
you can read
honestly,
addresses there.
There's a lot for safety as well. Like if you're using it for, for keeping your home safe, like if you've got, I know George uses his when he's away. You've got a at-home mode on the app and an away mode. So if you're actually away, you can actually monitor. You use the ALLIe camera as a monitor for your home and for your kids. I know that there's daycare that actually was using this.
Yeah, we have quite a few daycares that use this. Kids have show and tell times. I have kids of my own, so it's unfortunate, but often I miss their performances and things that they do in school or their science project displays. So I have a camera in there with the permission of others, and we're able to stream those show and tells right to parents that were not able to make it. It's awesome.
So do you make it a private? Basically, you make it a private video, and you only give the parents access to that private video. So just for you guys that are maybe concerned about, the privacy of the kids that are there and
absolutely.
So that's just something, but that's real life, utilization of this technology, and I think it's really powerful. So we've got some questions here. I want to attach this to my drone, but it's probably gonna be until I 3D print my own rig for the ALLIe. How does the stability work in motion detection? Nikolai had a question about that.
So Nikolai, thanks for the question. We actually do have a successful test that we did out of a drone. It was a little bit more powerful DJI drone that was able to pick up this about less than 200 grams or so. So it is a little heavy on that side. It's not something that weighs as little as this little plastic component. But assuming you have some sort of tripod mounts and you're able to gear our battery set to it so it kind of records all the time, then not only you're able to record from the drone, but you're also able to stream live from the drone, which is quite awesome, if you could just imagine. Assuming, of course, your drone is still within your Wi-Fi area and everything. We don't want you flying 2 miles away and then claiming that I told you something untrue. So.
Right. But that's really cool. And Brian Fanzo just commented. Brian's actually going to be on with us tomorrow, and he's going to be going live to his community talking about the ALLIe camera sometime in the coming weeks. So Brian asked a question. If you guys can post maybe some of the questions here. Let's see. I'm going to turn off the screen sharing here, but I'm going to see what questions we have. Okay. Will streaming directly from the ALLIe camera ever be possible? We want to stream live events, but have to be tethered to a mobile device. Having to be tethered to a mobile device is problematic. So,
well, a good question. So, if you think about it, in order to stream, you need access to internet, right? So, internet is the channel where you're going to be broadcasting your ALLIe camera from, or I guess through. And one way to get it is through your mobile device, because your mobile device is connected to an internet. Another way is through your computer, which is also connected to the internet, hopefully. So we offer both of those options. The only way you're going to be able to stream directly from camera somewhere else without any of those devices, if your camera is connected directly to it, which is something that we're working on as well, and it will be a quick enable feature. But you still need your phone to have some sort of controls over your streams. You want to be able to start it, you want to be able to stop it, and so on. So we don't see a full need of getting rid of your phone completely, but for those control reasons. However, we do get that question asked here and there, and we are working on some ease of use where just the camera alone will be sufficient enough. Assuming you have some internet connected to it, right? You still need that channel.
Yeah. Okay. So you might have a workaround where basically you can just broadcast just with directly from the camera. You think eventually, or no?
Yeah. If let's say I use it sometimes in my car. I take it in my car. I connect it to a cigarette lighter. We have ability to do that. There is one in frequently asked questions on our site that you could see what you could order. And what I do is I connect it to my hotspot, right? And my hotspot, which is a Verizon hotspot that provides that internet signal. Once I connect it to it, I set on my phone to broadcast. I no longer need my phone in a sense, right? Because I gave it the command for a camera to start broadcasting, and it does it. But it still needs that hotspot in order to get internet out. because the camera itself is not a modem. So that's the difference.
Got it. Got it. Another question. My box says there is 8 gigabytes of internal storage. Is this true? Will there ever be accessible to the user? What's that?
So another good question. So we learn a lot of things of what are some mistakes and not mistakes. This one is somewhere in between those. It was mandatory for us to put what type of onboard storage the camera has on the packaging. However, that onboard storage is used for buffering and processing reasons. It's not necessarily used for storing the footage locally to the camera. Where it stores on your actual phone, which gives you a lot more than 8 gigabytes, assuming you have that available on your phone, than what you're able to do inside the camera. However, with this accessory that I talked about, the ALLIe Go, this has an SD card, so you'll have a removable storage that you're able to do. 64 gig is supported, so you could put in a 64 gig card, plug it in here, and have hours and hours of locally stored footage at extremely high bit rate. The whole point of this also was not just to give ability for portability to take your ALLIe in a Go, but also to store in even a higher resolution than the one that we're using for streaming and broadcasting purposes.
Okay, perfect. Can it be broadcast to a smart TV? And then, Ella, if you guys can just copy and paste the comments that I have not answered or that we've not covered, if you can just copy and paste them into the chat here in the room, that'd be great, because I can only see 4 at a time. So can it be broadcast to a smart TV?
So what I do is, and I do it, it's not a direct broadcast, but what I do is I have Apple TV at home and I have an iPhone. So my camera is being broadcasted to my phone, obviously, and that's my control. And then what I do is I broadcast right from my phone using Apple TV, which just basically mirrors whatever I have on the phone.
Your presidents of the company, whoever it is, Facebook Live's been great. And whenever I see, somebody got it a couple of days ago, we're a big user of Drogos, for example. Mm-hmm. And their president went live and announced a new product, and I really like that level of interaction. So
and we really appreciate Alex, you using the camera, giving us feedback from boots on the ground, so to speak, and any challenges you have, let us know. It is a working product and the work in progress type of product, so we want to continue to keep it better, and the only way we're going to do it better is if you tell us what's wrong with it, what would you like to see better, improved, and so on. So we really appreciate you. Thank you.
Great, you're welcome. And it sounds like you're sort of dedicated to making the current generation product. I know it hasn't been out very long. It seems like you're dedicated to keep the current generation product supported, and not, instead of releasing a Gen 2, really adding support and features to the current gen instead of making your previous model obsolete.
The good part is the way that we architected this first product is that from hardware capacity standpoint of view, it was over-engineered. It was a lot more than we were able to handle. So like you're talking about Ethernet support and mics that get plugged into things, even though they were not released with a camera, all of those things are possible as soon as we keep on catching up with software. So hardware, we don't have to redo too many things. It already has a very high resolution sensor on each side. It already has great lenses. It already has a Snapdragon processor, which is like in Galaxy phones. It does not have those batteries that the Galaxy phones have. That's just a joke aside. But it does have enormous capability that we still didn't tap into. So for us to top off this product, it's still going to take a while. So even when we release the second version of the product, the main things about the second version is that it will be, like somebody asked earlier, it'll be more weatherproof, it'll be a little bit more portable, but inside guts will probably be very similar because there's still a lot to max out here, really a lot. So I expect the lifespan of this product to be for a very long time.
Yeah, I agree, and that's awesome. Great questions, Alex.
Yeah,
and,
thanks.
If you've got any, feel free to. I think we'll probably end up doing this, like every 2 weeks, and we are going to create more blog posts that are going to answer specific, FAQs. But yeah, I mean, by all means, if you have any other questions, put them in the comments, and we're gonna respond. Our team is gonna respond to every single question one by one, and basically we're gonna take those questions, and that's what we're gonna create the blog post out of. So if you have a question, then go ahead and ask. But
and really,
that,
just last thing, Ryan. So we're really appreciative of feedback and questions and reach outs that the community gives us. You know, we do a lot of giveaways all the time. Like I mentioned earlier on this call, that anybody that joined today, all they have to do is just let our team members, you know, I think Ryan said, to say hello in a comment chat. We'll send you a free VR headset. Do a whole bunch of these things. Reach out, give us tips. If we implement your features, we might call a feature after your name. You know, this is something cool we could do. There's nobody telling us, you know, oh, don't call that feature an Alex feature. You know, we could do those things. So who knows? Maybe that Ethernet thing will have some name attached to it.
The Alex Ethernet feature. I like it. It's got a ring to it.
So thanks.
Alex? Are you in South Florida as well, or?
No, I live in Lexington, Kentucky, and I do
Nice.
the streaming we're looking at is primarily for the thoroughbred industry, and we're actually about to go into a couple-week period where we're going to sell thousands of horses. There's thousands of horses that sell over the period of multiple weeks here, and that's just one extra view we want to give to people, whether it's before a horse sells or a horse in the sales ring. I also work for a university, so we're looking at other ways to utilize 360 video in different majors.
Nice.
So yeah, we have a lot of interest in exploring 360 video here.
Wow, that's another use of it, and I'm glad to hear that you're using it that way. It's really up to the creativity that we have and what we want to create as a new user experience for the people that we serve in our communities. You know,
Yep.
Whether it's you with your community there, the thoroughbred horse racing community. It sounds like there, and or if you've got a gallery and you want to show off art, or if you're a doctor and you want to educate your students all around the world live on YouTube. I mean, we're going to see more and more use cases of this kind of virtual reality to and have fun with it, because it really is. I mean, it creates an amazing experience. With that, Alex, any other questions you want to ask, or do you want to? We'll let you know, and we're going to post these. By the way, we'll post these to the Facebook page, so that you guys will know ahead of time, at least a week in advance, when we have these. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. That's all I've got for now.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Awesome. So we've got a lot more questions here, and I want to be able to get through these questions, because I think they're really good. Can we use external sound source when streaming?
Yes.
That's one question.
Yeah, so we have actually posted one of the how-to videos that I referred to earlier about connecting an external USB type microphone, and then it will actually work just fine.
Oh, good. Okay. And does that plug into the Go, or is that just
No, it plugs in directly into the camera. If you could look deep inside there, I don't know if you're able to, right into that black hole, there's a USB port in there, a micro USB port, and right through it we could actually plug in a microphone. If I turn my camera around to somewhere, which, having a 360 camera, you don't have to do this. So if you're logged on into the 360 stream, you will be able to look around yourself. But there's a little mic that we're using ourselves to plug into this little guy. Not that light, but that. And that is the ALLIe that's streaming live to the YouTube right now in 360.
Okay, I'm going to go there in a second, because I want people to actually see and be able to experience what George has created when he's live. So we're going live right now. I'm going to click on the link in a second, and I'm going to go live and show you the behind the scenes. So if you're a live streamer, if you're going to use live video on a regular basis, this creates a much more immersive experience that you get. And the benefit that George got when he did this, he was shocked. He had a lot of cross-pollination between his Facebook people and his YouTube people. Those are the guys on the block, right?
Yep.
So what's cool is is that he was able to get a lot of his Facebook people to jump over and subscribe to his YouTube channel because they wanted to experience that, the VR and see, for example, his wife, who's, personal friends of ours, Lindsay, behind the camera, because he never shows Lindsay. So it was kind of like,
yes.
There was curiosity there. It was fun. It was like, where's Lindsay? Like, where's Waldo, kind of thing.
Yes.
And you can't see it. You can't see her because, it's one dimensional here, whereas, you can turn the camera around. You're in control, and you can, kind of see what's going on behind the camera. So, will streaming YouTube Live always require a mobile device, or do you? Okay, I think we did that.
Yep.
Okay. How is the stitching work for the 360 videos, and what type of file does ALLIe Cam export videos as?
Wow, okay, great technical question. So how does the stitching work? That's part of our secret sauce, right? So that's what I mentioned earlier, is we take the streams from the two lenses here, and right on the camera there's a processor and ability to capture these at the exactly same time. And then when it actually arrives to your mobile phone or to your computer or to YouTube, it puts it all together, and it puts it together in a stitched format already. Your other portion of the question was what type of file format does it have, and you could export it in a regular MP4 format. It will be what's called equirectangular format, so it's a big rectangle. It's two basically spheres, or half spheres I guess I should say, put together. So think of it like an unwarped world map, and that will be your frame.
Got it. Okay, that is, and then what type of file?
MP4 file.
Okay,
so it'll be an MP4 file.
Okay, got it. Let's see. Okay, I think there were some other questions here. Let me see. Pallavi had put them in here. Any ideas on when Facebook will be going live with 360?
I know, but I'm under some NDAs that I'm not allowed to disclose that date. So, but stay tuned.
I would love.
And it will be really cool.
So you guys are obviously trying to integrate with Facebook as well.
No, we already finished that integration in February of this year. We finished it before we launched, so our camera can officially, and I have seen it with my own eyes, stream live 360 to your Facebook wall already today. We're just waiting for Facebook to make announcements and unleash that feature.
Wow. Okay, that's going to be really cool. So pretty soon you can stream live on Facebook and on YouTube. Right now you can stream to YouTube, and it's pretty easy. I mean, I think the other thing is I think it would be really great for people to understand actually how the app works. So, I think it'd be great, next time for us to actually show the app and show the interaction of the app, on your desktop there, so that people can really understand the functionality of it, how easy it is to share to social media, that kind of thing. I think that would be really, really fun to be able to do. What other questions? And again, if you guys want to jump in, you can. Let's see, we've got Alex. If you guys want to jump in, you can definitely use that link that's actually in the chat. If you want those 3D glasses, so you can actually experience the immersive feeling of a 360 video from your smartphone, just type, and the team will respond and get you a pair of those. And then I think that's we'll just wrap that up today unless there's any other questions. Let's see.
Let's just do it more often.
Yeah, we will do the math. We will do the math ourselves. Can you disclose a date of 2 weeks? Okay. Ann said, can you disclose any date 2 weeks before? Is kind of laughing there. Okay, awesome. I think this was great. If somebody wants to find out more about the ALLIe camera, where do you suggest that they go?
We update our site quite often, so it's ALLIe.camera. You can put it in Google and you will arrive to that page anyways, that Ryan is showing it there. We are pretty active on our social. We do have a phone number also in case you ever have questions, you're able to call in. So all of those things, including our address, is posted online. So you're more than welcome to check us out, ask more questions, email us. We're pretty responsive. We love the feedback. We love the reviews. whether they're good or bad, we love them because that's the way that we become better. So, and we appreciate that. And sometimes we do really neat things. Somebody asks us something, and we find really valuable into the advices that they're giving them, and we surprise that person with sending them some sort of gift in the mail. So don't be shy.
Yeah, definitely. And I forgot to actually mention that you guys have basically a night vision feature as well with the tool. I didn't with the ALLIe camera, so that's pretty cool.
Which is very unique to a 360 camera. Unless you're talking about baby monitors that require motors and things to move around, which means that you miss everything else around the camera. Ours is the only 360 live with IR capability, the infrareds, which allows you to see in the dark.
Wow, and then all this is actually recorded to the cloud. I mean, you can this record to the cloud through YouTube. And what's the distinction between the two? I mean, how do you could record to the cloud and then have full access to anything from the camera, right?
Correct. So whenever your camera is just set on away mode, which means you're not around the camera, it's constantly recording to the cloud for 24-hour increment or however long you want it. Then you could go back into that footage and review, and if you see something cool enough, you could actually clip it right from your from our application and share that on your social sphere like Facebook or YouTube.
Wow, that's really awesome. And guys, again, go here to all the how-to videos. This is actually an example of the
night vision. Yeah.
Night vision, kind of funny. And then yeah, you got all kinds of other really cool examples here. So let us know if you have any questions. Any final parting comments that you wanna make, Dmitry?
Only thing I want to say is that we really appreciate the community. We really appreciate those that support us. They've been following us from the beginning. We were only able to grow with our fans, so we cannot say enough how much we appreciate those. So please continue to communicate with us. We'll be as responsive as we can. We will be as gracious as we can. And if you're part of our community, which you could subscribe to, which should be on our site, subscribe to our newsletter, you will most likely know things like Facebook Live when things are coming out before they actually come out. So I do suggest to just drop in your email on our website, and then we'll update you with news.
Awesome. With that, we'll wrap it up, and let us know if you have any questions, and thank you guys for jumping on.
I'll go back to viewing my thing. Thanks. Thanks.
Recording has stopped.
All right.
It is cool.